Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is very important. We are speaking about healing negative self-talk. Today we're going to talk about healing negative self-talk. I'm also going to go into the science of the power of your thoughts and how you can really rewire your brain. What is beneath the thoughts? It's actually far deeper, going into your core beliefs, which often trace back to your childhood. And then journey forward into how do you heal from this? How do you pave a new path forward into loving yourself, feeling more confident and connected? My name is Joss. I am a somatic therapist. I offer body-centered therapy. I also have an incredible feminine energy course. Everything is here for you to explore your healing and your empowerment journey. Okay, so as I'm talking, please comment your questions below. I would love to chat with you. Look, like everybody has negative self-talk. It's just a part of life. What's crazy is how much of it can be unconscious. It takes a really good spiritual, mindful practice to realize what you're saying to yourself on a daily basis. Whoever's watching this, especially women, I mean, we're just raised to talk negative about ourselves. Think about the way the media portrays us, the beauty standards. It's like this constant message of we're not good enough, we should look like this, we shouldn't age, we should hide this, you know, our sexuality is shameful. All of these messages we are growing up with, and it's very normal that you might internalize these messages till it becomes your voice and you're saying this stuff to yourself. There comes a point where you have to notice this and just say, you are not welcome here. This isn't even my voice. These aren't my beliefs. Because the words that we use have the power to heal us or harm us. If you're someone watching this and you're like, I think I have a lot of negative self-talk, or I know for sure, and you know how you want to feel, you know you want to feel more confident, you want to explore some healing, you want to feel more empowered, it starts here. It starts with your thoughts, because your thoughts manifest your future. Our thoughts are so incredibly powerful. Okay, let's go over some of the obvious negative self-talk that, you know, I think almost every person does, and that is the shouldn'ts and the shoulds. I hate this word. It's a word I've eliminated from my vocabulary. And it goes like this. You're saying to yourself each day, I shouldn't have done that. Or you're saying, I should have done that. You know, you're guilting yourself. Or why did you say that? Or you look in the mirror, why do I look like this? I wish I looked this way. I need to lose weight. On and on and on and on. And these messages have a physical component as well. Think about something you say to yourself and then think about how it feels in your body. If I tell myself, oh God, I shouldn't have said that, what an idiot. Why did I say that? That holds a weight. You're gonna feel that in your body. You might feel that message heavy in your heart. Maybe you feel it in your stomach. It's dark, it's heavy, it's like, it's weighing you down, you know? So our words show up as actual like postures in our body and tensions. It's wild. Noticing the thoughts is the first step, but then the next step is to release the tensions and notice where you hold it in your body. Sometimes you might be hyper aware of your negative self-talk. Other times you might not even realize what you are saying to yourself. It might be quite unconscious. There's actually a deeper meaning behind negative self-talk and criticism. Beneath this, there is a core belief, and it is very often untrue and very non-serving. I'll give you an example. There could be a core belief that I'm unworthy. This is a very popular one. I am unworthy. And you will support that core belief with a whole bunch of thoughts that affirm that, yes, I am not worthy. You know, for example, my boyfriend left me for somebody better than me because I'm not worthy. I never have good luck because I'm just not worthy of that. When you have the core belief, you're going to have a whole bunch of thoughts that affirm, yep, this core belief is 100% true. It really locks you in. It's like a cage, really. When we face a challenge in life, our core beliefs motivate how we interpret that challenge. You've seen this, right? Like you've seen a person have a challenge and just like thrive, just be like, bring it on, let's go. I'm growing. And then you've seen people who face a challenge and they're like, of course, this always happens to me. Yet again, I'm so unlucky. What I find really, really interesting about when I work one-on-one with clients is when I listen to their negative self-talk and when we kind of trace it back to that core belief goes very, very, very far back. Usually something in childhood. And you're living this out as though it's happening right now. So, maybe when you were 6 years old, there was an experience where you felt that you're not worthy. And since that moment, every experience that is similar or triggers that memory affirms your belief, I'm not worthy. So the challenge is to, number one, recognize the negative self-talk, trace it back to the core belief, and then to break free out of that cycle. This is where somatic therapy really, really comes in hand, because it's tough to do this kind of healing alone, and no one should have to heal alone. Okay, so here you are, you think you have some negative self-talk, or you have a shitload ton of negative self-talk, and you're like, okay, what do I do next? The first step is that you really want to develop an inner awareness practice to your negative self-talk. And the key word here is consistency, okay? You have to have a daily practice. So every single day, you're noticing what you're saying to yourself, because we are like sponges. We literally absorb everything around us. That's why it's so important to cleanse your energy, to make sure you're in, positive, uplifting, energetic fields. If you notice you're in a bad environment, leave. We are like sponges. So the practices that you can do every day that build inner awareness, they're for your mind, your body, and your spirit. Practices like Yoga Nidra, which is a gentle form of hypnotherapy. Inner awareness exercises where you're kind of like in a meditation, but you're asking yourself very specific questions about your senses, what tensions you feel in your body, how does your breathing feel. Body awareness practices where you're connecting your breath with your movement, you're checking in with your feelings and noticing where you feel it in your body. There's loads of practices, and you just have to start small, but do it every day, even if it's 5 minutes a day. Okay, when you start these very simple daily practices that nurture your mind, body, and spirit, you start to master self-control of your thoughts. To give you an example, if I'm working with a client in a private session, we'll do these practices like the Nidra, the meditation, the breathing. And when we're done this, I'll invite the client to journal. A lot of times, things will come up during the meditation that they didn't even know was present. So all of a sudden, all of these thoughts will pop up when I ask the client to focus on certain body parts, different chakras. So for example, your root chakra, this is like associated with your legs, your feet. Root chakra really represents your foundation, your core, your inner trust, your grounding. And so, when I work with clients, I'll say, let's connect to this part of your body, your legs and your feet. What do you feel here? They didn't notice this before, but something that will come up is like, well, I don't feel safe. Oh, I feel so disconnected. I feel ungrounded. And it's like they didn't know before that they felt that way until they were asked to connect with these body parts. It's really fascinating. And then from here, it's like, where does this stem from? I don't feel safe. Why? How long have I felt this way? What memory is popping up? There's so much to discover. If you're watching this now and you're like, okay, I know I want to feel more confident. I want to feel more empowered. There's absolutely no way for you to feel that way when you've got all this negative self-talk on a daily basis. And trust that there might be things going on beneath the surface that you don't realize you're saying to yourself. For everyone watching this, start these simple inner awareness practices, okay? And you comment below and I'll send you free resources. I've always got links under my videos. Okay, so here's something I discovered, years ago when I was living in a lot of self-doubt and a lot of fear. It took a very consistent body-centered therapy practice to reveal how I was talking to myself. And once I committed to these very mindful practices that nurtured my mind, my body, my spirit, the negative self-talk bubbled to the surface. Things that I didn't realize I was thinking about my womb, my breasts, my sexuality, my confidence. I realized that I was telling myself so many unfair stories about who I was, like what I could do, what I couldn't do. Once I got to the space of like, okay, here's what's present, here's what I'm thinking, I needed to be seen. I needed this to be witnessed. And so that's why I encourage you to join some form of community and some form of guidance. We need our wounds to be witnessed, to be healed. One of my favorite quotes. And what it means is like, community is everything to the healing journey. Saying these things out loud, being seen, and people resonating with what you're feeling, it's so affirming. Like, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who thinks these things. I did this when I opened up to community and guidance. It was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And I was just like, okay, I can breathe. Okay, I can see myself finally. I can see who I really am. I can't tell you how healing it is to get vulnerable and to be seen. If you've never done it, I highly recommend it. Obviously with a like-minded community or, a trusted guide, but vulnerability and using your voice and just speaking your truth, it is so empowering, especially when it feels scary. I promise you, after you do it, you're gonna feel so secure in who you are. So you start the practice, you stay consistent, you start to journal what comes up for you, you notice what you're saying to yourself, you write it down, you say it out loud, you share it with loved ones. This act of shining a light on what's present helps it release. Here's what I recommend if you're new to this and you're like, okay, let's go. I'm ready to start my practice. I would recommend a little bit of mindful breathing each day. Yoga, a gentle gratitude practice. This can be so simple. This can be like, hands on heart. Name 3 things you're grateful for. And lastly, this is what I find to be one of the most important things is skillful observation. You can also think of this as inner awareness. This is a process of seeing your thoughts as just words. There is no inherent meaning or power. Like we cannot jump on every thought we have and take action. Can you imagine what world we would live in? Not just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. In addition to doing these practices, make sure that you're recording it. You're saying it out loud. You're speaking with loved ones. You're journaling it. The more you shine a light on it, the more it'll lose power. Okay, here's the pinnacle transformational point in this journey. Now, obviously, take as long as you need, building this awareness to what the negative self-talk is, how deep does it go, how much time do you have to spend here? Everyone's going to be totally different. But the next step is to invite the neutral or positive thoughts in. And this is super, super important that I say neutral, because you can't just invite a positive thought in when you're thinking something really deep and heavy. For example, if you discover a core belief of I am not worthy, bam, the next day you can't be like, I'm the most amazing, most positive, beautiful person ever. Because you might not feel that. You might be going through a lot and it's you know what, I don't really feel that way. So a neutral thought, which is more of a factual statement, is instead of saying, I'm not worthy, you could say something like, all beings are worthy and I have the freedom to feel worthy. It's more neutral. It gives you more freedom to explore it. It's not way up here of jumping to positivity, because we don't want to be spiritually bypassing or toxic positivity. We don't want to do that. What I discovered when I started really recording all my thoughts, and then inviting the neutral positive thoughts in, is that I had literally created a bully within me. I had created a bully with my own thoughts, and it was affecting everything. It was affecting my confidence. It was affecting my relationships, my work. Everything was suffering. It was this giant block within me of tension, darkness, of heaviness, and it was just sitting there. So let's get into the science behind your thoughts. There is so much amazing research and studies done on the power of our thoughts. So let's talk about neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to change. What helps your brain change? Things like exercise, adequate sleep, good nutrition, managing stress. Yoga is known to greatly reduce stress. Practicing the things you want to reinforce in your brain. You can change your brain, you can grow your brain. Everybody can do this. All you have to do is stay consistent with the new positive habits. Think about you pave this path in the forest, you clear the trees, you clear the grass, you sweep it up. There's this beautiful path. And then you forget about it and you go back 2 weeks later and it's gone, it's all grown over. The same is true with the pathways in your brain. If you build a new positive habit, a new thought, it's not enough to focus on it once. You have to do it every day. You have to stay consistent. Keep the pathway clean. Your mind, it is constantly rewiring. Exercise, meditation, sleep, yoga, good food. This is all making a difference to your brain. Okay, let's do a little recap. Your thoughts determine how you feel in your body. You might not realize the negative self-talk if you don't have a very strong, consistent inner awareness practice. Your thoughts are showing up in your body as tensions, as blocks. So it's important to notice the thoughts and notice the link between the emotional and the physical so you can properly release it. Beneath those non-serving thoughts is a core belief. And it's not always easy to determine that core belief. It takes time. And remember that, everyone is different, but this core belief, it could go really, really far back to something quite traumatizing from your childhood. So that's why I say patience is so key, if you're ready to explore this. Take it easy, use a ton of self-compassion and mindfulness. Okay, you can absolutely release these thoughts. I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm just a critical person. Oh, that's just how I am. It's funny. Okay, consider this. When you're self-critical, you actually turn on the stress response in your body. You're going into the fight or flight part of your brain. So it is not possible for you to feel connected to your body, confident and empowered when you're talking to yourself this way, because it's affecting your nervous system. Okay, so the next time you notice that non-serving thought from yourself, or if you hear a loved one say something, stop it in its tracks. Something that I love to say is, you are not welcome here, which probably looks a little bit crazy to people if they're around me, but like if I'm doing something and all of a sudden I notice this thought come in, I'm like, where did that come from? I just kind of stop. Like, no, you are not welcome here. Thank you for protecting me or whatever you're trying to do right now, but I don't need you. I'm good. Try this. And especially if you notice a friend saying something and, a loved one, and you can tell that they say it to themselves all the time, just stop them, hold them or whatever and just go, why would you say that to yourself? That's not true. Sometimes people don't realize they're saying it. And so now you can also heal others. You can help others. Okay, so change your thoughts, change your confidence, and change your self-love. You can do this. I'm so excited for you. Okay, and if you would like guidance on this, I am a somatic therapist. I am here for you. I offer online private sessions. You can apply. You can book a free consult. I would love to support you.